What was your experience, and you touched on this earlier, your mom went through this, your experience with traditional treatments, and what have you seen
Well,
with those?
my mother had breast cancer, 35 years prior, and she was, or not, maybe it was 30 years prior. She, went through the whole thing. She went through the mastectomy and she went through chemo, but then midstream she stopped chemo because it was killing her. And she told the doctor, she said, "This is killing me. Something's, not right." So she stopped. And she started doing the juicing. So I remember that as a kid. I remember, the Vitamix. She actually gave me her old Vitamix. So I've got the old silver one that's like 30-something, 40 years old. So that's what I'd use. But so I remember her juicing, and then she had told me later that she went to, Ann Wigmore, because Ann Wigmore used to be out here when she first started and used to do the actual seminars and stuff when she was first getting started before her institute. And so she went to learn from Ann Wigmore and was doing wheatgrass and was doing all kinds of sprouting and stuff like that. Or she did the grape juice diet, and I remember all of her teeth and her tongue turning purple from the grape juice. And so I remember stuff like that. So, I think when it finally happened to me, it was kind of meant to happen that I actually remembered stuff like that. So it had an effect.
When you talk about causes, your mother had the same cancer that you did. Do genetics play a role?
Genetics to me it's a very small role because it's more about diet. And even growing up, we didn't have the best diet, and you learn from your parents.
Sure.
Whatever they're feeding you, they think it's good for you, but, a lot of the stuff really isn't good for you. A lot of it has genetically modified foods in it. Now, they didn't have GMOs when I was, growing up, but, eating the breads and pastas and stuff like that. And then, of course, when you get older,